explain everything. But if you've been saved by the grace of God, you know what salvation is about. And as you have read the Word of God and God's worked in your life, and you have watched God do some awesome things in your life, everybody in here and everybody who's listening, multitudes of people out there, you have a testimony of how God saved you, how He's kept you, how He's provided for you, how He's lifted you up, He's kept you safe. You've been through all kind of difficulty, hardship, pain, and sorrows in life, and yet there you stand, absolutely eternally secure in the grace of God. You have a message. You have a testimony based on the truth of God's Word. You have a story to tell. And the Scripture says you're obligated by divine obligation to tell it to your children, to teach it to your children. And there's not a single person today who has been saved by the grace of God who doesn't know enough to pass on to your children the truth, so absolutely essential, because we're living in a time when the civilization of which you and I are part is full of error, full of dangers, and full of things that would trip them up and destroy their life. Things that God has given us as inventions and whatever it might be. I think about television and iPhones and all the rest that can be used for awesome things to get the gospel out. But oftentimes, look how it's used. We have many ways to teach, but as parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, we have an obligation to teach our children first by our own life and then by what we've learned. And so it's very evident from this that we have an obligation. And so Moses said over and over again, you're to teach them to your children diligently, not casually, diligently. So I'll ask you a question. When's the last time you sat down with your sons and daughters and said, let me ask you where you are in your Christian life? What do you really believe? We think that if we just grow up children and they go to school, they'll hear the truth, and if they go to Sunday school, on and on we go. And we've raised up a whole generation of young people who do not know God, nor do they know the Word of God, nor do they any interest in the things of God. That does not mean it's true of everybody. There are many godly young people out there who have the courage to share their testimony. But overall, we have a generation because we as adults have created a society that is leaning toward totally being anti-God, anti-Scripture, anti-things that are holy. They don't want to hear about it. They're not going to teach it. And as time goes on, they allow less and less of spiritual things. And the Bible says we have a responsibility to teach our children, to train them so that wherever they go to school, they'll be able to distinguish between right and wrong. Unless God's people stand up for what is right and courageously say, I believe the Bible is the Word of God, and I want my children to understand that, and my grandchildren to understand that, we will be covered and drowned in secularism and unbelief in the very things that have made us who we are. And that isn't something that isn't something that might happen. It's already happening. It's already happening. But I would ask you this as a grandparent, or even as a parent. When's the last time you sat down with any of your children and said, tell me what you're learning in school? Oh, Mom, Dad, you wouldn't understand. Yes, I would understand. Yes, I'd understand. Tell me, do they ever talk about God? Oh, they don't mention God because it doesn't fit the subject. Let me ask you, what subject is there that doesn't have any place for God? That is, everything that is true comes from a holy God. Things that are erroneous and unbiblical do not come from Him. And so, whatever the subject may be, God is the source of everything, not error, but truth. And so we send them off very impressionable, and they come back either loving that teacher or being grateful for that professor and so forth. But are they hearing the truth? It is your responsibility as a parent to teach them what you know about the Word of God. You don't have to sit down with some theological treatise. Just start with Genesis 1:1. Son, what does that mean? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. What does that mean? First of all, there is God. Secondly, He's the creator of all things.